Well, good evening, everyone. This is Eric Smith, your host of My Hangout Academy, and welcome to this bonus Hangout training for TBBO members from our Google Summit. This is a continuation of the conversation we had last week as we were talking about broadcasting Hangouts inside of Facebook. And as you can tell, we love to have fun with our Hangouts. You're looking at some of the special effects that you can do just to have fun, to get some laughter and so forth from your audience and everything. So we like to have fun with it. Hangouts can be a very integral part of your business that really, it just allows you to get your message out there in a more efficient and effective, cost-effective way of doing things. So you're watching this inside of Facebook. If you notice up above the video screen, you will see that you can share or recommend. Please, this is an open forum. Invite your friends in. We don't mind people coming in watching this information that you saw, because if you find that this was valuable the other day and you know of other entrepreneurs or business owners that could benefit from this, please invite them on in. Below the video is a comment feed, and I want to thank those of you that put your comments in last week. Lynn, you made a comment. Lynn is on our panel tonight, so I want to thank you for that. But please tell us where you're listening in from. If you're listening in from the Tampa area or anywhere else around the country that may have been invited to hear this information, please tell us where you're listening in from, and then I will be monitoring your questions so that we can answer your questions in tonight's training. So just to kind of take us back, on Friday, one of the main things we talked about is really what is a Hangout. Well, you're watching a Hangout. It's a live video broadcast, which is part of technology that Google has developed. Google platform allows for people to be able to broadcast their message through this platform, and then it's because Google owns YouTube, it's automatically recorded or backed up to your YouTube channel. So that's what's pretty cool as well. Before I go any further, those of you that are watching on Facebook, there will be about a 30 to 45-second delay from what you're hearing me say. So if there's something that you want me to go back and repeat, again, ask your questions, put into your comment feed, and so forth. Let me just make sure I have all our noise silenced and so forth. So when we talk about Hangouts, again, this is what a Hangout is. But the focus of our presentation last Friday was about broadcasting your Hangout inside of Facebook. Why is that so important? Remember, Facebook is the world's largest address book. It is the #1 social media outlet. And when you can take your message and put it right into the lap of your audience that wants to hear what you have to say, that becomes a very, very powerful medium. So now we can do what we call in My Hangout Academy, we teach our flagship product, the social triple threat. And that's where you're able to broadcast simultaneously on Google, YouTube, and Facebook. I mean, that is the ultimate trifecta for getting your message out there in all those lands. I'm going to unmute those of you that are on our panel. If you can just make sure that your backgrounds are quiet, it will make for a really solid recording so we don't have unnecessary background noises and so forth. I'm going to monitor our Facebook page as well and see what kind of questions we have, and we're going to dive a little bit further on into this training tonight. So we'll see who we may have. So again, feel free to put your comments. Now, I do a point of caution. The way this page works, you're on a 22 social application page watching on Facebook. The comments will update every 90 seconds. So if you're in the middle of making a comment and it's going to be a lengthy comment, uncheck the auto refresh comments button or box so that it does not erase your comment. And then once you've made your comment, go ahead and post it, and then you can check that back and you'll see the updates of other questions. So don't hesitate to make sure that we do that. So I want to welcome those of you that are on our panel tonight. You were invited because you were gracious enough to make sure that you filled out the questionnaire and to get all of the bonus gifts that we promised and so forth. Lynn Wise, how are you doing this evening? I'll let you jump in and tell us a little bit about your business and any questions that you may have, and we're going to get started. You need to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Eric. Hi, it's Lynn Wise, and I'm with Wise Business Advisors, and I am a business advisor who helps establish small businesses focus on building their businesses as an asset for the future. I specialize in service contractors like plumbers, HVAC contractors, general contractors, etc. And would you like for me to pose my question now?
Absolutely.
So I attended the TBBO event this past week, and I'd like to know, Eric, how do we document this so that we can have a process to follow to integrate Google, YouTube, and Facebook? So I'd like to have a process.
Okay, when you say a process, be a little bit more clear for me as far as what you're looking for in order to, you mean as far as the steps?
Yeah. So I'm going to bake the cake. So I need to have what ingredients do I need? So I need Google Hangouts, I need YouTube, I need Facebook, I need 22 Social, right?
Yes.
So I need my recipe. So how's my recipe? And then how do I blend that recipe so that I can maximize the use of these technologies for my business? The other question I think I would have also is, do we have some good case studies that we could present to business owners? So you've talked about using it in your business as a multi-level marketer. I can think of other ways that might be applicable, but there might be some case studies that you've seen and know are proven. So that would be my question.
Okay. All right. Well, as I was saying, let me go back to your very first question. And yes, the key ingredients. One of the things, the benefits that through the Hangout Academy, are through our academy. One of the most important things that we teach are those ingredients. And teaching those ingredients, we teach you the fact that you do need YouTube. You do need to have an active YouTube account, but basically when you set up a Google account, you're going to have a YouTube account, you're going to have a Google Plus account, or you're going to have a Gmail account. But the thing about it is setting up, you need to set up the Google Plus account, set up your business piece of the Google Plus account, and then you need to link the YouTube account to that Google Plus account so that when you set up Hangouts, it's automatically, those two can communicate so that it knows that when, like right now, we're recording, and as soon as I hit stop broadcast, it will back up right to the YouTube account that it needs to go to. That happens automatically. As far as Facebook goes, you need to have a fan page. 22 Social goes off of your personal Facebook profile, but then you can attach it to any fan page that you are an admin of. So it doesn't, that's why it doesn't attach to the fan pages, it attaches to your personal profile. So let me make sure I'm understanding. Do you do marketing or do you control other companies' fan pages? Some of these HVAC companies, construction companies, do you run various pages for them and so forth?
Yes.
Okay, so you have the option as a consultant for them, you could set up the 22 social, and they can pay you to set up the 22 social. And we have a plethora of trainings through our academy that will give you a ton of training step by step as far as how to do and how to operate 22 social. Now, 22 social in themselves, Tuesdays and Wednesdays provide a dynamic training on all the various aspects of different opportunities. I mean, because we could train for days on just 22 social alone. That is a
Right.
very robust application. Did you happen to grab it the other day? Did you?
I looked
Did
at it,
you?
I didn't really dig down into it. So then what I'm hearing you say, and this makes sense now that you're explaining it, is 22 social is basically what hangs us all together, right?
22
And
social is the piece that we call in our academy. We have a module, module 3 of our academy self-study course, self-study process that's called the glue. 22
gotcha.
social is what we're now. Right now, we're not on 22 social, but those that are watching on Facebook are watching on a 22 social page. So
Right.
that's what allows us, we're inside of the actual Google Plus panel shooting the Hangout. I'm inside of the Google Studio shooting this Hangout, but there's an embed code in the setup process that I put into the 22 social application on my fan page. And so
Right.
basically, let me see if I can, I'm going to do a screen share of that real quick to explain exactly what I mean by that. Let's do our desktop here, and we're going to start sharing. When I, sorry for that infinity look there, but that's what happens when you try to show a Hangout into a Hangout. Can you see this page now? Am I showing my Google Plus page?
You are.
Okay. So when I went through the steps in the process, as I showed on Friday, you go here to Hangouts. Once you go to Hangouts, you go start a Hangout, and you go through the process of actually setting up the Hangout. So I went and set up this Hangout. Okay. So now that this Hangout is set up, I want to go and start my Hangout. So let me bring you back to my actual events. So right now I'm doing this event. Okay. So when I
Mm-hmm.
go over here to links, I grab this link. I can either share the event page on Google Plus, or I can give people the YouTube. They can watch this live on YouTube right now. Or I can take this embed code and I can embed it into a WordPress site. Or I can take this code, copy it, and go right over to the Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm inside of the Facebook page. As you can see the video um, that's playing inside. All I do is I go into my 22 social account and I want to edit. And when I go to edit, I want to edit my media. My media is going to be, where's the source? And I've just so happened to choose Hangout, and then it wants the Hangout embed code. If I had have chosen the source is YouTube, then it's going to ask me to share the YouTube link right here. If I'm going to share any kind of image, if it's a Facebook album, if it's an Imgur album, if it's a Vimeo video or Stitcher audio for podcasts and so forth, or live streams, or Google presentation for slides, I select that media type, put it in there, hit my preview, and I'll go up and there will be a save. But because I'm not trying to change anything, I'm not going to save anything, but there will be a save green button right in there, and you want to save all your changes. So as you can see in the monitor, it's showing you exactly what I just did there. So that's the power of what your 22 social application allows you to do. The next thing that it's going to allow you to do, again, is you can put in your comments or your text, and then you can put your buttons. So this is where I directed people from the training the other day. The first thing they did was we went through what's called a pay gate. A pay gate it said all about Google Summit, watch me live, and what I was seeking to do at the event, only because everyone was on the same IPO. You had 110 people trying to access Wi-Fi that I was also on. It bogged down the system, and we weren't able to do the presentation. But what all people were doing was coming through a $0 pay gate. I created a free course called Broadcasting Your Hangout on Facebook. And so all they had to do was click this button, and it would take them right to this page. Once they accepted Facebook's handshake, they would come right in here, and you all would have been watching me broadcast last Friday, just like this is broadcasting. You would have seen me presenting up in front. You would see me presenting right here, because I had another camera set up shooting a live hangout. Okay. Is that helpful so far?
Yes, it is helpful. Yes, it is helpful. And I'd like to learn more about your academy, and maybe that's something you'll share at the end after you go through your.
Well, I'll talk about the academy throughout as we go. I mean, because what happens is a lot of times it's great to know that all of this stuff exists, but really what you really need is an expert looking over your shoulder, or you need someone just holding your hand. Doing this, and that's actually the most efficient, the most effective way oftentimes is someone just holding your hand. What we do, and this is something that I'll just ask, and we've got viewers that are watching on Facebook. Please put your comments below the video box. We want to hear any comments that you have from Friday's event, any good comments, any concerns that you have, and any feedback that you have. I'm monitoring that page as well, so please keep your comments coming. But we've had people ask us several times about doing like a 1 to 3 day event where people can come in, bring their business ideas, from start to finish, and walk out with a show or walk out with regular scheduled hangout ideas that they're implementing. How valuable, and this is just a question I'm throwing out here, how valuable do you think something like that would be? Would you find that to be beneficial, a 1 or 2 day, 1, 2, or 3 day event where you just come and take a deep dive and go through everything that's available, and when you walk out, you're shooting regular broadcasts for your businesses?
So can I comment since I've got the mic? So my answer is absolutely. This is about execution. We can have lots of information. We can know all about the tools, but if we don't have a plan to implement it, and I think that's what we do so many times when we attend information sessions like we attended on Friday, is that we heard all the information, we get it, but we don't implement it. And that's crazy. So my goal is to implement and have an execution plan both for myself and for those that I would be working with as clients. So I'd want both pieces of that, right? So, and I don't want to replace the Hangout Academy, but I want to be the person that does it for the client that I would be discussing this with.
Well, see, and first of all, I appreciate how you said that, but here's one thing that you have to know about me as a founder of my Hangout Academy and just the way I work as a business owner. I live in the world of what I call cooperative capitalism, and what we do with the Academy is we want to empower consultants, other individuals to take this vision that we have, because so many other people can bring other ideas that we've yet to discover. I mean, just last night I was sitting at a sports bar preparing to watch my Cowboys play. Yes, I'm a Cowboy fan, but I am going to go to some Bucks games. So let me defend myself. Don't scream at me, but I'm from Oklahoma, guys. Just moved here 5 weeks ago. But was preparing to watch the game and got into some conversation that led to a gentleman hearing what I do, took my business card, scanned it, emailed it to his buddy, and then called a buddy who was one of the city council people and who's running for a district office position, and said, I'm sitting here talking with Eric Smith. You might want to come up to this place and talk to him because he does blah 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 that can help your your uh, your campaign.
Sure. Yeah.
I
I
had
mean, in everything we're doing in these small businesses, we have, they are campaigns. So we're all running for office for something, right? And so what I see on a constant basis is this world of knowledge, but we're not executing. And I don't know if you ever worked in the corporate world of like an
I have
IBM, but I did. And it was about execution. That's how you got your bonuses. And so I'm trying to figure out how do I have the right process and implementation plans for all these tools for my clients. I want to be the executor.
yeah, and I'm going to touch on some of that tonight. But the real benefit for you is going to be we're looking at I had a great conversation with my partner today. I've been wanting to put together a boot camp course. My background is education. I love teaching, but I do have a corporate background. I worked for 5 years for service master industry. And yes, I understand bonus structure and execution. We didn't like it because,
No.
if again, it was about pleasing the shareholders and so forth. But at the same time, execution, bottom line. We get that. And I've attended numerous personal development, and oftentimes you're right, um, Lynn. You invest all this money, but then there's no implementation. We want to make sure that if this is something that business owners feel they could benefit from, number one, we want you to walk away from this event saying, this is the most amazing event I've ever been to, but I've got a plan and I've got my product, and there's not more upsells and so forth. There's always going to be further opportunity to work more intimate with individuals to become,
Sure.
in masterminds and things like that. But we want people to walk away with, okay, I now understand the formatting of my show. I understand the pricing of my products and services. I know a schedule of my show, and I'm comfortable getting in front of the camera because we're going to practice getting in front of the camera. We're going to talk about camera etiquette. We're going to talk about connecting with your audience. So in order to lead up to that, then, in order for people to attend those type of events, we want people to be graduates of the academy so that they can go to postgraduate courses like that. So what we're going to be looking at doing is putting together, well, just starting a 6-week training course that we're going to meet on a Hangout just like this, on a panel. So it's not going to be watching through Facebook. You'll be able to. I mean, there will be some overflow that will be watching through Facebook. You'll have that option of being on the panel or watching on Facebook. But it's going to be a 6-week intensive course that will take you and make sure that we hold your hand in setting up your YouTube, and setting up your Google Plus, and setting up your 22 Social. And we'll spend probably a week and a half, or one of those days, an hour, 2.5 hours on 22 Social, because that is such an important piece. And then what I'll do is I'll get in our current module, our self-study module that you can access. You can go to. I'll put the link up that you can go to our self-study course that we already have. We got one of the founders of 22 Social that we have a really good relationship with, came on and did an hour and a half, 90-minute session training just on 22 Social. So that module is already, the module is already there as far as a self-study course. but we're going to do a start of 6 week, and I'm going to lead that, and then we're going to bring in other industry experts that's going to help you with a lot of those systems that you're asking for step by step, more in depth. Because some of the things that you have to look at for your clients is your HVAC people, do they have fan pages?
Right.
I didn't get to get into
No.
this too much. Okay. Well, see, that's part of where a lot of their traction can come from. Um, James, if you've got any questions, I don't want to just dominate this, but this is open. And again, those of you that are on Facebook, feel free to throw in your questions. I'll be monitoring those questions and getting your conversation, which we have Diane Marie. Let me answer this question real quick. Does 22 Social capture their name and email addresses and only allow those who have registered to see the video? Also, can you make the YouTube video private so not everyone can see it? I need to make the Google Hangout available only to those people who register for it. Great question, Diane. Thank you very much for asking that question. Let me take those step by step. Does 22 Social capture their name and email addresses and only allow those who have registered to see the video? When you set up a pay gate, if it is a free $0 pay gate or it is a paid pay gate, it captures their Facebook personal ID. It's going to capture when they go through and they press that green button to purchase, it's going to capture their Facebook email address. It's going to drop that into your autoresponder to whichever list you have set up. So remind me, I'll show you that feature tonight in 22 Social. And only that Facebook ID that has been given authorization, whether if it's a free pay gate, then once they press the button, you're giving people free passage to see the video, but they've got to go through the pay gate so that you capture the social information. If it's a paid pay gate, then unless PayPal has said Eric has paid and it redirects back to the page, they can come back as many times as they want, but they are not going to get through the gate until they have paid. So that's the second benefit there. Also, can you make the YouTube video private? Well, you want to make it unlisted, not private, and therefore you're protected there. But one other thing that I would recommend as far as making your videos and your information really, really protected is use Google Drive. Katie talked about Google Drive the other day, and this is what we do for the Academy on all of our products. We shot our modules through a Hangout, and then we downloaded those Hangouts to the computer and uploaded our Hangouts back to Google Drive and let Google Drive host those videos. So as I shared earlier, when you're doing a, let me do a screen share. Let me go back into the screen share real quick. This is the long answer to your question, Diane, but you asked an excellent question. So thank you very much for that. Okay, so let's go back to, again, I'm so sorry for the infinity look there, but when you go back inside of the, you edit your page and you're on the media, remember you can choose your media here. And so this is one of the things that I like to use is Google Drive Video. So once you're hosting that page on Google Drive, now Google allows you to add further protection because the only people that can watch that video are those, you can give it a level of protection, only those that have the link or those that you share with their email. We set it to those that have the link, and then I put the link inside of Facebook 22 Social page, And then when I set it up behind a pay gate, then that's the only people that are able to see that. I hope that answers that question for you, Diane. And I gave you just a little bit extra information on top of that. The third part of your question is I need to make Google Hangouts available only to people who, okay. So we answered that. Also, can you make YouTube private? So thank you again for asking that question. Again, if you're listening on Facebook, please throw your questions into the comment stream, and those are being monitored so that we can answer those. Welcome, Mr. Neighbors, to the panel. Glad you could join us.
Hello, I was on the Facebook earlier.
Oh, okay. All right. How was it watching there?
Good, I guess I kind of messed up, so I ended up getting on here.
Okay. Well, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard. All right. So the thought I was going with, as I was talking about the various modules in the 6-week course, what the 6-week course really is designed to do is, number one, because things change in social media so rapidly, we want to keep everything relevant as well. And so as I was sharing with you, Lynn, with your clients, a couple of things that you have to keep in mind is they all need fan pages. And then with their Facebook fan pages, another service that we help people with, and some of the courses that we provide education around, is attracting the right likes. We teach how to do like campaigns properly. One of the things that I was talking about at the event the other day is if your friends are not purchasing from you on your personal page, because a lot of people have used their personal page and mixed business as well. Not everyone has gotten used to using a business fan page. But if you, by some chance, promote your business through your personal page and your friends don't engage or they're not purchasing from you, then don't get trapped into what Facebook tells you to do, is to invite your friends to like your fan page. Because the reason we share that with you, it's nothing wrong with having likes. It's great to have a bunch of likes. But the financial gain opportunity is that when you have the right quality likes to your fan page by doing a like campaign that tell Facebook to only promote your page to people that have the following interests, ... then only those people are going to be given the opportunity to like the page. The first step is to get 100 likes in a particular country. This is very, very valuable piece of information that I'm about to share with you, so you may want to be sure you write this down. When you get 100 likes in a particular country, then Facebook will allow you to take that analytical data and create what's called a lookalike custom audience that looks like those first 100 people that have liked that page. That number comes out to be about, in the United States, it comes out to be around 2 million. We always guarantee in our service at least 1 million. But Facebook is going to find 1 million to 2 million people that resemble the first 100 likes to your page. Now when you run a Facebook ad campaign, you can target that ad campaign to that lookalike audience and then drill down into the exact zip codes or city that you're looking to do your marketing. So in a network marketing business, if your company is in other countries outside of the United States, then it allows you to start doing like campaigns on your fan page in other countries as a process. So if my company is in Canada or in Australia or Mexico, then I want to do like campaigns targeting specifically those countries, and lookalike audiences only in those countries. And you let Facebook help you with that. Does that make sense?
Yes. Actually, you're the only person I've ever had explain that to me where it absolutely makes sense.
You're welcome.
No problem.
And so now what you're doing is when you take that like campaign or you take that fan page, when you layer your 22 social application on that fan page, it then allows you to, because remember this, when you sign up for 22 social, you get, for $22 a month, you get 10 app pages. I'll show you what that looks like. For $47 a month, you get 100 app pages. So obviously, because I run an academy, I need more pages because I render more services for customers. Please again, pardon the infinity look, but I'm gonna take you back into the 22 social aspect. Okay. And when I click on the pages here for my apps, you can see I've got all of these app pages here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And all these app pages are designed for me to talk about various things. And I use some of my pages to clone other people's products who are selling their products on, like right here, Google Slide. Hang on real quick. Facebook. I'm looking for some other. I've got multiple fan pages, so I've got apps on other pages too. But well, this is our Facebook fan page Jumpstart course. So you can go into this course, and this is where people can learn about the fan page Jumpstart. Google Slides, if you want to understand more about Google Slides. Let me see if what's on that. Sometimes I go in here and I've got so many pages that I just need one real quick, and I'll change stuff around. I may deactivate one or. Yeah, but this is all about Google Slides, and this is someone else's product
Gotcha.
that I'm an affiliate for, and so
Well,
I
and that's
use.
the other thing I was going to ask you. To me, where I think your natural progression could be is that you certify in your 6-week course, and then you create a channel or an affiliate program, whatever you want to call it. I would call it a channel or reseller program. And maybe you target certain types of businesses to be resellers for you.
Well, anyone has the opportunity. If you have 22 social and you've gone through our products, oh, most definitely, because we build in, immediate affiliations right inside of our pay gate.
Okay.
With any of our products that are for sale, I mean, you go right inside the pay gate and you can set all of that up. So our products have that built in. This
Gotcha.
particular product that we are teaching about on Facebook, yes, this will become a product that we're building out on it, and so it will have a cost. But I did this for TBBO,
Right.
because I never really thought about, to be honest, I didn't think about this as being a product, teaching people how to broadcast on Facebook. This is just something that naturally we were doing, and it's part of the academy. But it could be an intro product for like $19.97 or something like that, or $30. And then you can just go in and you set up your affiliates, and you set up a percentage that they're going to get paid for marketing that product.
Very interesting.
So, yeah. So your 22 social application, like I said, it has. I mean, you can go on and on and on with the various applications, and as you said, we're all applying for certain for certain positions and certain lines of offices. So you got people in politics that use Hangouts. Like I said, the president uses use Hangouts, and this president from the first term, if you noticed, used and I'm not here advocating or anything like that. The president, I'm just talking about what he did, and it's an example because of using social media, and look what happened. And so, why are more business owners not really leveraging the tools? So then, if you've got real estate property, um, you can have a whole page that you choose your layout. Which, man, I meant to show you that. Let me go ahead and show you this piece.
Well, if you've got a product company, I have another business I explained that to, so I'm thinking about how
Go
you
ahead.
apply this. And this is such an you can set up demonstrations on new product lines.
Mm-hmm. See your page layout. I can choose a layout where I just have one video. I can have this main layout here, and I can put as many buttons, these green buttons, and then a comment feed. Or I could have a two content area and a main area, so that I can have more videos here. Or I can choose 8 areas, and what that means is I can have 8 videos. If I chose that one right there, where we're broadcasting is at the top, and then we can build in videos here, videos here, videos there, videos here. So you can take information. Again, you would have to have someone that's editing and updating your page. But if you've shot a YouTube video of a property, and you want to drive people to your fan page, then all you have to do is go in and edit each of those areas. And each of these areas get a text, so you can put the property address and information, um, the video, title the button, and then inside of that button you can put a link to an application if they're interested, action type or whatever. You can put URL, you can put a coupon. I talked about the other day being your own Groupon and so forth. So this is where you can go in and put a coupon and put a pay gate, and people, as a restaurant owner or whatever, people can pre-purchase certain items and so forth. I don't want to make all those changes, but one thing that I did talk about is SRM. This is we set up the free pay gate the other day, and so when people push that green button, they're captured in what's called the SRM, Social Relations Manager. And so what we're able to do is, if we wanted to do further marketing, that's not what our purpose is for this particular group, but this is for training. We want everyone to see what happens. So I know pretty much who's on watching the show. Even though they're not talking, I know who's out there watching. I also have a viewer count on my Hangout inside where all of us are in the panel. But when you're on this entry, you can see all your entries of everybody that's gone through your pay gate. And a couple of you see yourselves. You can now take this list and export this. This exports the Facebook IDs. And you can create a custom audience. So when you're wanting to do more marketing campaigns, if people have expressed interest in your product, or at least they've come to your page, you then can keep your advertising in front of them. They may not be buyers today, but they may become buyers tomorrow. The other thing we want to keep in mind, that this is not strictly about new business. Hangouts and so forth is about keeping relationships alive with current customers. And so to do that, you have what's called your CRM, your Contact Relations Manager. Some of you may have a CRM provider. So you look at the list here. You've got Infusionsoft, GVO, GetResponse, iContact, all of these different Aweber. I use Aweber. And so then because I chose Aweber, then I go into my Aweber setup. When I hit Setup Aweber, it then wants me to put in my Aweber login and password, access. It goes in, it finds all of my lists that I have on Aweber, and then when I come into a button setup, when I want to set up a particular button, like right here, it then will ask me which list. When people click on this button, which list do you want them to fall into? So like right here, this is where I gave away the free gift and people were filling out the questionnaire. Well, they dropped into a list that we entitled TBBO or any other list that I have. So I selected that one, and then it automatically put it into my Aweber, and then any auto-responding emails that we set up or anything that we set up, then you start getting those emails. Now, what a person has to do is they have to confirm their email address.
Mm-hmm.
So most people confirmed, a lot of people didn't, so they didn't get the updates and so forth. But when people confirm their email, then they'll start getting the emails that you want to start setting up for people. Your list is what is so important. It's in the list, building your list. So for your customers, since you asked this question, Lynn, earlier we were talking about the processes for all of your HVAC, your contractors and so forth. They need to have that list.
Mm-hmm.
What could they do with that list? Now they can start dropping tips. It's getting to be now. It's in again. I come from Oklahoma, so we have all seasons. But here you're going to have the summer season may be extended. The use of air conditioners are going to be longer here. Again, I'm just making an assumption. I don't know. I just got here 5 weeks ago. But you may not use a heater as much. In Oklahoma, heating season, tips, you need to get someone out there. Be sure cobwebs are not in your gas main valves and so forth before you light your pilots. Those are just little tips that they can remind, but they're staying in front of their customer.
Correct.
Mr. Neighbors, feel free to jump in with any questions that you may have.
Well, I like the idea of what you said about the real estate page, where you can really manipulate and make that change through the ads. Pretty easy, I guess, once you figure it out. Like different inventory, and then however that goes back to your page.
Especially if you're driving traffic to your Facebook page. That way and when you do a Facebook campaign, each of these app pages has its own unique URL. I don't know if you happen to notice that, but I'll show that again real quick. Each page has its own URL. So let me go into, oh man. So right here, this page is, the published link is 22s.com, My Hangout Academy /Facebook. Now, I don't give that link out. I have a link that I went and purchased that's called hangoutonfb.com, and it's forwarded to that direct link. Or you can shorten this link down and drop it into what's called bit.ly.com, and these are some things that we teach you in the academy because you want to have analytics. You want to have tracking data on all of your links. You want to know if I drop this link at 8 a.m. in the morning, how many hits did it get versus me dropping that same link at noon? And that's how you start. Again, you keep that tracking data and analytics on your links. So you would want to use a link shortening program so that you can keep up to date with that and so forth. That way, it helps you with your marketing. You know, what's more effective? When do I get more opens and so forth?
Yeah, I guess it's good to check the different times, like you said.
Absolutely. You know, in the evening time, am I getting, more hits when people are back home, chilling, relaxed, hair down, or first thing in the morning, or in the middle of the day?
Could you incorporate this into your pay-per-clicks?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm thinking.
You mean as far as, yeah, I mean, as far as a Facebook campaign or like a Google campaign?
No, it'd be a Google campaign. So, of course, what it does is that it drives the click through to the Facebook page, right? Am I saying
However,
this correctly?
however you want it done. I mean, you can do your pay-per-click campaigns with your Facebook advertising as well. We have different people on our team that are experts in our Google Analytics and our Google AdWords and our Facebook marketing, and that's all that they focus on is just the advertising piece of that. And then you want to set up tracking pixels, and there's a whole nother dynamic that you can get into. That gets to be pretty intensive as well.
Right, but here's where I think we're at with all of these tools, as I mentioned earlier, is that we now have an opportunity to implement these. And if the Academy can help assemble, and you, by the way, you can't, eat the elephant all in one bite, but you can certainly begin the process and begin to learn the integration points and the way to do split testing and all of those things. You don't have to be an ad agency to do it. However, if you're going to run this, and the whole idea of these tools is to have it pretty much self-service as much as possible. And so it's having the ability to run these tools and implement them so that you can actually execute. I used to call the newspaper guy and he wrote my ad for me. That doesn't happen anymore. That's not where it's at. This is where it's at. And so now we have to go and educate the business community and that they can do it too. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. So I get it.
Well, we are telling the business community they can do that. However, for a lot of them though, we want you to understand to the level that you want to understand, so that you have a working knowledge of the systems and the processes. It still may not be your best dollar spent by you actually going and doing all the work. It still may be more cost effective to say, look, we're going to set up and we're going to run so many Hangouts a month. Can you go in and can your team go and set up? All we want to do is show up in front of the camera and shoot video and say what we got to say. Yeah. So we have done for you services on a monthly basis, and that's one of the things that I was talking about. You're asking about case study. It's like my medical doctor in Tulsa. I got started producing her show for her because I just went in as a patient needing to refill a prescription, and she's talking to me about, and she kind of got a little quiet, and I was like, no, spit it out. She's like, well, there's some statins in that drug that you're taking that causes obesity. My mouth drops. I'm like, time out. I'm a big guy, and I've been trying to lose weight for a long time, and I've been on this medicine, and you're telling me I'm taking something that's causing me to defeat what I'm trying to do? She's like, yeah. Well, she wasn't the one that prescribed it for me, first of all, though. And so she was like, I really want all of my patients, if they can, to be off medicine. I was like, what? Because I'm not expecting a medical doctor to tell you she wants her patients off medicine and that she thinks the FDA is trying to, and she almost sounded like some conspiracy theory. And I was like, whoa, time out, time out. Something ain't right with you. You're not the ordinary doctor. I said, would you mind going on camera with that? And she was like, no, I want people to know the truth. I said, would you like to do your own show? So she started doing her wellness show. And she's used her show to continue to drive customers to her business, and she canceled her newspaper advertising. She was spending $800 a month. Well, I I don't, because it was kind of new for me. I didn't really even know a price point to really charge her. I know the advertising that we need to do to drive traffic to her show, um, and my time for going in and setting things up. I don't do that anymore. I have someone on our team that does, is assigned to her account now that does those types of things. But she just pays us, and we go in and we take her copy that she wants to do for each of her shows, and we set that up, and we drive the marketing campaigns, pre, and post show. Um, and that's because she really wants to bring this message that she has about medicine and healthcare, holistic health, to anyone that really wants to know. And she has a passion about that. So she uses this format for her audience and for her clinic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's called Grassroots Healthcare Clinic in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, and we still can help her with her show. We don't have to be there physically. I'll get on camera with her sometime just because I care so much about a doctor that has such a heart to help people. I'll get on her live show and interview her sometimes, just out of the goodness of my heart. The other lady I was mentioning, DC Cordova, we had a very successful campaign using Hangouts here recently promoting her Money in You course. The tickets were $16.95, and that's a 35-year-old program. And they had a course going on in Cancun, Tulum. And this lady is the lady behind your Tony Robbins and Robert Kiyosaki and Bernie Dorman, T. Harv Eker with Peak Potential, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. A lot of these big names, they went through this. Jack Canfield, they went through this lady's events, 35, over the last 35 years, and that's where they are today. So she used our services, and we partnered up. I'm a graduate of her course, and so I created custom audiences and lookalike audiences for her Singapore markets, her Malaysia markets, Australian markets, U.S. markets. We created like 14 different custom audiences to target her advertising to, and then we set up and used the Hangouts to drive traffic for the Cancun event they did back in November. So it's a very effective medium as far as getting that message out for people. But again, I want to open up any questions that you guys may have.
Well, Eric, I guess also I'm writing a book, a real estate book. I guess this would be a good medium to expose the book, too.
Yeah, Alicia Dunhams is a book author that approached us. We haven't started doing any business yet, but she helps people with their book launches. And this is what they were and we're trying to negotiate some things out. But Hangouts is a great way for, doing a promotion of your book launch. So that's an option too. Again, if you're listening in on Facebook, please don't hesitate to drop your questions in the question box. There's a green button that says "Get your 22 social application." Again, this is the most critical piece and the glue. Pardon me. The glue for really capturing your leads, building your list. Take the $2 deal. It costs you $2 to try it for 30 days. and then get on their training, join their Facebook groups. You know, they provide a plethora of training. I'm not here trying to promote any of our trainings or anything. We do have training that's available, and if you want more information about our training, just click on the button that says I want help. Be sure you fill out the questionnaire and message me, you know, directly, and I'll get more information to you about the training. I'm not trying to use this platform to promote or sell anything that we do, you know, through the academy. We want to make you aware that we can help you. We can go in and do and set things up. So if you want more information, just let us know you would like more information about that. Because we just realize how powerful a medium that it can be, but we want to help you with the step-by-step processes and making that happen for you. And then once you go through the 6-week course that we're going to be setting up, and we're going to start, we want to get one module, one of those weeks in this month. We know it's Christmas time, but this is your business. So we're going to get one week in, because going into next year, we're going to be setting up that it's either going to be a 2 or 3 day event. My partner wants it 2 days. I want to do 3 days, but we're going to make sure is what's needed so that you walk out with tools and systems and confidence. That's the main thing we want you to come away with, is confidence, so that you know how to use your tools effectively. The gentleman that did the presentation on the YouTube, I want to partner up with him in a very bad way, because, see, what you're seeing is the front side of things. Once you go shoot your videos, once you set up your training, you're doing all the Facebook marketing, you're driving traffic, there's so much post activity that can be done so that people find you on YouTube. And that's the other important piece about this. Remember, Google, YouTube, and Facebook. Google is the #1 search engine. YouTube is the #2. When people want to know how to do something, especially with your construction audience, how many videos do they have showing people how to do certain things that they can do themselves? Even though they may want to be hired to do certain things, if you've got a reputation of having good information that helps people, it's going to get to a point where a person is going to need someone to come in and do the heavier lifting. Well, who are they going to automatically connect with? Someone that they've already subscribed to and are getting helpful information on a regular basis. So, you know, even real estate tips, tips on health. James, I know you say you're helping your wife on some stuff with her health care,
Right.
her business, and so forth. Think outside the box as far as is it a network marketing type business or anything?
It is, yeah, and that's where I think this would come in handy to know with the YouTube videos and drive into your Facebook and to do the Hangouts, the Google Hangouts.
I'll tell you, when I'm really not involved in network marketing right now, because the Academy really has had us busy through the summer, and then we're about to get even busier, because my goal is to be in front of more audiences, speaking and teaching and training, and then the rest of our team will be helping people implement and setting up systems for people. So I just didn't have the time for the network marketing, but what got us started, I'm going to remind you of the story that I shared. One of the features of 22 Social is a cloning feature. All that simply means is when you have people on your team, imagine this broadcast right now. What if this was, pardon me, excuse me. What if this was a network marketing presentation or just a product information demonstration? We could be broadcasting and the page has a link. Let me just go back over here to the 22 Social page, because I know a lot of people have on the side network marketing businesses, And this is the most powerful thing about this. As you can see, the down at the bottom, it says clone this app or feed ID. So all you got to do is hit clone this app. And I see we have one other question. Yes, Dave. This could be a great venue to test market potential products. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And yes, we do need more doctors like her. Her name is Dr. Melita Tate. So if you want to go onto her fan page, Grassroots Healthcare, is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's a redhead curly doctor, red curly hair doctor. Make some comments. Tell her you heard about her page through conversing tonight. But right here where it says clone this app, you can hit this button right here. Okay. Then I'd have to install a page. I'm not trying to go through and install this right now. But you would install this on a page that you want it to install, and or you can take the actual page that we were on and clone from a different page. So if I was on a different 22 Social page, I would take this feed ID number of this page, and I would go right up here to this button here, and I would put the page feed ID number right in here. I would save my changes, and then I would select everything that I wanted to clone from that page. And so what we were doing with our team, and we still have a team that is working. I'm just not the one doing it. So I want to make sure I'm not crazy. There's still money to be made, and so I'm leveraging with other people. But I don't want I may want to clone all of these features of the page. Okay? And then all we did was we'd have everyone go in and build their buttons with their sign-up page from whatever company you're marketing. They would take the sign-up link from their page and embed it in their button. And that would be the only thing that they would do on the page. And broadcasting would be me broadcasting onto their pages, explaining, and all we had to teach them to do was invite people through their Facebook pages or any of their social media pages. Invite people to come see a presentation or a product demonstration. And if people liked what they saw, and if they wanted to get started, they could just push the button to get started. Now, some reps got a little bit more sophisticated, and they would say, well, I want to send people to a survey form, or I would want to send them to this or that. Whatever funnel they wanted to create, they could do that. But if a person wanted to get started, they can hit that button and join that person's business, not mine. All I'm doing is just talking, but my team is leveraging through the 22 Social and their Facebook page. And that helped with growing our teams and so forth. Hello, Kelly. Welcome to the show. How you doing? So that's just another option that is extremely fun, but extremely powerful for those that are serious about growing their network marketing business. That's another feature that you can use with the 22 Social application.
Yeah, thanks for showing that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Kelly, can you hear us?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes. Greetings. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Had you been
glad
watching?
I got the email. I don't know how long you guys have been on, but I'm glad I got here.
Well, we got started about an hour ago. But did you happen to have the everything, the link? You can go rewatch this inside of Facebook as far as everything that we talked about. So the Facebook page
Perfect.
is live. Just go to hangoutonfb.com and you'll be able to watch everything that we've already done.
Perfect.
Any other questions that you guys can think of? Like I said, I just wanted to give this some bonus time. We had a great time there at the Google Summit, but that wasn't, that was just enough to whet the appetite and show you just a few things. But I wanted to take more time tonight. Um, any other burning questions that you may have?
When you first got started, Eric, did you already have a following, or because I mean, my YouTube channel is fairly new, so I'm still building a following, but I would love to be able to really utilize this to be able to actually teach classes online. So when you first got started, was this something that you already had an audience for?
Now, when you say first got started using the 22 Social, or first got started using Hangouts?
Well, I mean, I know that I think you started off teaching something completely different, correct?
When I started
So,
using
so like,
Hangouts, I started using Hangouts as part of the network marketing business that I'm associated with, called My Econ, and I was just simply teaching financial principles. And I was introduced to Hangouts back in March of 2013. So one of the most important Hangouts that I did, if you go to YouTube and search how to fill out your W-4, that was one of my very first Hangouts that I had done. Now, I had done other videos on YouTube before, but I had never done Hangouts. So I wouldn't say that I had a big following or anything. And the thing about it is that particular Hangout and the topic is what attracted the people. So it has nothing to do with me or my following. It's just if you've got a product or service that people can benefit from, your titling is important, your tags are important, and when you build that into YouTube, then as people are searching, your video's found.
okay.
So the formula is value, 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 offer. Give value. Constantly
Okay.
give value, value, offer. So then as we
Okay.
built the formula, then I was introduced to landing pages. Because again, I wasn't the most sophisticated network marketer. I did everything traditional, old school, but I stepped into Hangouts and thought I was just kind of stepping up a bit, which I was. But then it was, I'm just being so honest and transparent with you guys. It's if I can do any of this stuff, you all can do it. Believe me. I took my landing page URL, which I learned about landing pages in June of 2013. So I got a landing page set up, and I built that into the description. So now when people started watching my Hangout, then in the description was the URL of the website. They can get more information. Then I learned how to do annotations. The gentleman was talking about that the other day. I started building annotations in the videos and stuff. Again, that's stuff we can talk about in YouTube training. But people would then go into my landing page and fall into the funnel and sign up in my business. I would wake up and, oh, you got a new rep on your team. And I didn't even speak to that person. But the person, because I was putting out good content, felt like they knew me because they had seen other videos that I had been producing.
Right.
So it built a sense of trust. Because, I talk about the movie, one of my more favorite movies related to Hangouts is The Help. And in that movie, The Help, the lady said, girl, sit down because I want to look at you dead in the eye. And that's what I tell people. With your Hangouts, people can connect with you. They can see your body language. They can see if you're fun. They can see if you're just dull, humdrum. My name is Eric, and I got the best healthcare product you need to know about. I mean, people can tell. They're like, I don't want to be with him, or yeah, I like that guy or gal. So they can make that connection.
Well, let me because
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, sorry. I was gonna say because one, I've never done a hangout. So the other night I got on Facebook and I was like, hey, somebody help me out here. Let's do a hangout. And and I didn't get any takers. And I think that part of the intimidation factor was the fact that they knew that they were going to be on camera. So could you just start this? Like, I mean, because I did kind of go through, I saw that there's a menu of items where you can actually find perfect strangers and join their hangouts. Is that something that you would recommend me? Because again, I mean, my YouTube channel is literally maybe 3 weeks old. I've got about 60 subscribers. I feel like obviously, I feel like I've got a quality product. I've got a quality, the videos that I've put out there are already starting to get some traction. Already starting to get some comments. I mean, I just don't know exactly. I mean, I would love to jump right in because I'm just an enthusiastic person like that.
You
Would
said
you recommend,
time
like,
out.
how do you project that?
Back up. You said it's been up how many weeks and how many subscribers?
It's been up about 3 weeks and I've got 60 subscribers.
Let's give her a hand. I mean, that's huge. Come on, you talk like you're a loser or something. Please, girl.
I figure 60 subscribers is nothing.
You said 6 or 60.
60.
I'm bowing down. That's awesome. Just keep doing whatever
Okay.
you've been doing. Keep doing what you're doing, and don't stress over that. And to answer your question, yeah, I mean you can go join other people's communities, in Google Plus and so forth. But think about just some of your different partners. That's all I did. My sponsor and the company that I joined, we did a hangout, and I started doing hangouts with other people on my team. You can do hangouts by yourself. You don't need to have other people. You can go to my channel and my financial pages, and I've got a ton of financial hangouts that I've done. I've shot videos and posted them up there. Or if I have an idea that comes to my mind, I'll set up a hangout, get in front of the camera, and just shoot and get that thought off my mind. Tag it, title it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about all those people. But then the thing about this is, and this is where the value that you may want to become a member of the academy, my Hangout Academy. And again, if you have an interest, message me later. We can talk about that later. I'm not trying to promote that here, but a couple of the distinct differences is that you're going to learn your Facebook piece and the Facebook marketing piece. That's what's really, really fun. So when you set up an event, like, again, you got to learn Facebook events and then use your Facebook events and drive traffic to your Facebook events. And then when you shoot your Hangout, people are coming to your Hangouts from your Facebook events.
Okay.
So it's the promotion of your Facebook events. And then once your shows have been done, then the post-show promotion, because it is a Hangout, so it's still up on your 22 social page. People can always go back and watch as long as you have it up. And then because you've got so many layout pages in your 22 social, it can stay up. And you can then choose to drive traffic to that page for as long as you want to.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I hope that answers your question.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. I mean, because I didn't realize you could do Hangouts alone, and I'll be honest, that was kind of my intimidation factor because I'm like, where are my people? Because
Well,
you
one
kind. I mean,
thing
when
I
I
do want
think
to tell
Hangout,
you,
I want to have an audience.
one thing I want to tell you is you cannot say you haven't been on a Hangout anymore because you are now live and direct on a Hangout with that big smile. We are broadcasting live.
Oh, wait a minute, God, I look awful.
Oh my goodness, look at her hair just bam. Look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
And remember, bring your tribe into this. Have fun. Have fun on Hangouts. We have a little motto in our team. We hang out everywhere. You may see one of us on the beach, and we'll fire up our phone. And you'll have to meet my partner, Ed. I'll make sure you guys, he's the co-founder of my Hangout Academy. Everywhere he travels, around the world, just share your message with the world. That's what this is about, sharing your message and you get it out in the three largest social networks: Facebook, Google, YouTube. Post the links on Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, all that stuff. But you've got the three largest social networks. Have some fun. Don't get stiff. Don't get nervous. But that's part of what we teach through the academy. Again, as I was saying earlier, is etiquette, camera usage, interviewing, the right cameras, the right tools of the trade. So you got to have a camera. You guys are set up perfect already. All you got to do is just learn a few more things and start driving more traffic.
Now,
Well,
let me
you.
ask you,
I have
since
to
you
go.
mentioned.
Thank you so much for joining us. Catch the
Thank
replay.
you very much.
Yeah. And follow up if you need some assistance and support. Be more than happy.
All right, thank you.
All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
Good night.
Yeah,
Night, Dale.
I need to leave also, so I'm going to leave as well. But you'll be hearing from me. I'll reach out to you probably in the next couple of days. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you for your comments and your being on here and your support.
Thank you.
Hi,
All right.
Lynn.
Hi, Kelly.
We'll see you guys.
Have a good night. So
All
I'm
right,
I'm the tardy one. Of course, the fashion blogger is going to be the fashionably late one. So.
Well, if you've got a question that's been addressed, we'll direct it to the replay. But go ahead with your question.
Okay. The question was about the camera, because I actually just happened to be checking my email, happened to see that I was, that you'd sent the link. Normally I would be hooked into my DSLR. Is this typically the quality that you're going to get? Because what I'm hoping to be able to do at some point is obviously to be able to teach others across the nation or across the world how to airbrush their own makeup. And what I'm seeing is there's some grainy, so I don't know that I could actually utilize this in the fashion that I was hoping to be able to. Is it about, could I use my different camera?
What kind of camera are you using right now?
Well, right now, because again, I just happened to see the link and I just jumped right on. I'm actually using the webcam that's on my computer. But normally, like when I shoot my YouTube videos, I hook into my DSLR.
Okay, when you say DSLR, explain that to me. Is that a separate type of camera?
Yeah, hang on 2 seconds. This is what I shoot my videos with.
Oh, okay. Now, are you able to... Okay, that's a different type of camera. Are you able to do a live... Do you have your camera set up where you can do a live feed?
I don't know. I mean, I shoot my YouTube videos with this, but I feed them. I mean, I hook it into my computer using the USB, but I've never attempted to obviously use a Hangout, which is part of the reason why I was asking the other night. I was on Facebook. Okay. I was like, hey, guys, do a Hangout with me.
Plug that into your USB port. Now, turn your camera on.
Just did that.
Go up to your settings, because I want to know something myself also, because then I'm going to ask you all the stuff that you got connected to your camera. Go to your settings. Put your cursor and then click on settings, and there's a camera.
Okay.
See if you see that camera.
Okay, hang on a second. Hang on. You're ahead of me.
I'm fine.
Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to quit that. Either it's not available or it's not giving me the drop down. That would really stink if I can't use this, because I know the quality of this would be amazing. I don't think I can use it.
Actually, the type of camera I use a.
Did I lose you?
Let me.
Eric,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, let me use it. It's kind of making the video skip.
Okay. So I use the This is a camera that I use that I'm shooting from. I use a Logitech, and then I can put this on a tripod if I need to. As far as, and then Logitech makes a 900 series that's extremely high quality as well. You don't necessarily have to have your high end camera. I understand where you're coming from. I'm interested in being able to find a conversion. Yet to find it. That's why I was asking you, because if you're shooting, um, you can look at it from one or two ways. If you're shooting live video and you want to shoot a training and so forth, if you're well lit and your internet connection is great, a Logitech camera is going to work fine. If you're doing like a photo shoot and you're shooting super high quality video and so forth, and you want to put that up on a YouTube channel, even though you've created your product, then your 22 social application is going to accept the video, the feed, as the media. And I showed that earlier. I showed how you select your video feed. So if you want to pre-record something and then put it up into your 22 social page and broadcast it, and people will click on and go watch your information, that's easy enough. That can be done. If you're simply trying to do it live and you're trying to shoot live from that camera, until we find a way to integrate that type of, there may be some other connections that you have to have, and I'm looking for that myself. But I have not had the need to use the DSLR camera for a Hangout. So that's why I haven't investigated further into that. I'm starting a web TV. I'm starting a web TV show next year, and I will be using DSLR type camera, but that's a whole different quality of a show because I'm interviewing people. I'm going to be in a studio and I'm doing those types of things, and so I can take that raw footage and I can put it into my 22 social on my fan page, but I'm not. My web TV shows are not designed. They're not Hangouts. But I could use interviews from a Hangout to edit into those shows.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what you look like for me, on my end, is that more about the camera that you're using, or is that more about my computer, or is that too technical for what we're talking about? Because again, my goal is to be able to, advertise that if you want to learn how to airbrush your own makeup, course from me, online, or would help you correct. But the unfortunate part is, like for you, if you were seriously sitting there right now doing airbrush makeup, I could not tell the quality, the color differentiation to be able to correct whatever. So you get where I'm going.
Well, see,
my classes aren't just like informational; they're more like.
See,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What I would have to ask you: are you, number one, on your computer? Are you directly plugged in on your internet, or are you wireless?
I'm wireless.
Okay, so whenever you're shooting the Hangout, I mean, I'm wireless right now too. It's just the location I'm in. I do not have access to be able to plug in, but I'm not shooting a Hangout that I'm going to need to have super high quality. Okay, this is acceptable quality as far as what I'm doing, because what I'm seeing, I'm clear. But as far as what you're talking about, you're going to want to make sure you're bringing in issues such as lighting. You want to make sure that your lighting is good. What I see is a gray background behind you. Okay, you want to make sure your lighting is, What did you say?
It's actually white, but I mean, it's actually white. So here's, I mean, literally, like I have a professional. I don't know if you can see this, because I'm shooting makeup. So I have a truly professional, like I have professional, and I have a tripod for my camera. I have a white sheet kind of behind me. So I've got, I mean, plenty of light coming in on me. But again, I mean, I just don't know if I need to look at what they're. I mean, so I want to make sure that if I
Well,
charge people,
yeah, but I will tell you, you're using the camera on your laptop or you the on your computer. That is not the.
right.
If you were to go get a Logitech webcam, the 900 series, and have someone show you the difference. Look, let me show you the difference between my camera and my
Okay.
webcam. I'm on my camera now. I'm going to go to
Okay.
my webcam that's built into my.
Oh.
Can you?
That's better.
Okay. So actually, it should have been like this before, but it's a lot clearer. I mean, actually, you know what? It's better there.
Yeah.
Actually, all I did was slid it over, and I
Yeah.
was kind of blocking my own light. I didn't realize that. So this is the
Okay.
view.
Yeah, that's much better.
Okay, so this is shooting from my Logitech webcam. Okay, so earlier I was just kind of blocking the light. So I'm glad to know that. Again, we constantly learning, but your webcam is not going to give you the exact same quality. This is shooting from my webcam now, and it looks a little bit duller.
Okay.
Same light.
Yeah.
I didn't move any light. I'm going strictly from my webcam. Now I'm going back to my Logitech camera. Okay, and I'm more clear. You're going to be more clear and crisp with a high quality webcam to shoot a Hangout.
Okay. Oh, that's
So again, what you may have to do is first of all try it. I can't just tell you what it's going to look like without you having a camera to see what the quality is going to be. So you have to just have a good quality webcam so that you can answer that question yourself.
okay.
Second, you may have to introduce
Okay.
certain pieces, or you may have to shoot certain pieces with your other camera and then shoot your Hangout and then bring that video in to your Hangout and because you've got a YouTube extension that you can broadcast or show YouTube videos in your Hangout. So, I mean, there's always
Okay.
a way around to get everything accomplished. And ultimately, at the end of the day, what you're trying to accomplish is simply having a class, and you can set up your 22 Social to have a fee, and people to access that course, they pay a fee, and they go in and they see whether those are pre-recorded videos or live videos. If they get the value that you wanted them to have, that's what they're paying for, correct?
Yes and no. I kind of wanted to be able to troubleshoot their issues.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So if you're
So that was why I was asking you if it was.
So if you're
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
if you're troubleshooting their issues, are they going to be in your studio?
No, and that was why I was asking you if what I was seeing on your end was more about your camera or was it about my computer? So.
Yeah, and again, this is it goes. So they would have to. I mean, we would need to talk further offline as far as more specifics, as far as what you're trying to accomplish. I'll tell you that.
Okay, and I may be being a little overzealous in what it is that I want to do, Eric. Also, because I mean, I can't account for their lighting.
Yeah, you can't account for everyone else, but the thing about it, and I wouldn't say that you're trying to be overzealous, though. I wouldn't crucify yourself like that. But at the same time, understand the basics and the facts, and these are just potential tools. It may or may not be for you, but what would you do to troubleshoot for other people if they weren't in front of a camera? What other option would you use? What are you currently doing?
believe it or not, this was like a godsend for me because I'm not currently doing what I'm doing now is basically a one-sided kind of thing where they basically would either have to be right in front of me or I'm just showing them how to do, I'm just doing the videos on myself. But if you bought a $500 course from me, come on, come on.
Hey, can you hear me?
Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello? All right.
Ugh, I'm
All right.
back. It booted me out.
Yeah, we all got booted out for some reason. I don't know what happened there. Hey, it has a glitch.
Okay, I'm glad it wasn't just me.
We went an hour and 38 minutes. Maybe it was tired. I don't know.
I thought maybe it like automatically had a time limit.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have a time limit. I mean, we've
It's like,
shot 6-hour hangouts before. So, um, my thing, as I was just saying, I think all you need to do first is test. So maybe you can get one of your clients, get a customer, get them to set up a hangout and see what you can do from them. You obviously have a good setup as far as your studio and everything. Um, get somebody on the other end and make sure they've got uh, good equipment. You know,
okay.
and just try it.
All
Just
right.
just try it.
All right,
That'll-
I surely will. And I'll see if I can integrate this DSLR somehow too.
Yeah, I mean, because that is something that I would like to do. I like to do more live shows, and I've been asking different folks how I can try to do that to get the camera to communicate with the computer. And if that piece can be figured out, then you could really create some super high quality videos. But that takes some serious bandwidth.
Yeah.
So, and that may be part of the reason why that has
Do
not been done.
Hangouts alone. Okay. Okay.
Say that one more time.
Okay. Well, now that you tell me I can do Hangouts alone, I can definitely do some testing at least, because I mean I can see myself, but I don't know what you're seeing. I mean, like from looking at what I'm looking at on my end, my little square down, I don't know what you're seeing on that end. So I mean, I can play with it as long as I can do it alone. I mean, I can try it and see what
Yeah,
I figure out.
as far as alone, but I will tell you the quality of your webcam, I would not go with that. Go get a good
Okay.
quality, the built-in camera on your computer. I would not go with that. You
Right.
need an external camera.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, folks, this is
Okay.
going to wrap up. We're gonna shut this down. This has been a wonderful broadcast. I'm hoping that this is continuing to broadcast on Facebook, even though we've had those interruptions. Um, let's see if we'll just make sure we're broadcasting on our Facebook page. Yes, we're still broadcasting. So, this has been wonderful. Eric Smith of My Hangout Academy. I want to thank all of the panel participants for jumping on and getting on with us, asking some fantastic questions, and getting their questions answered and so forth. And we look forward to providing you greater value. If you want more information, please don't hesitate to, and the green button that says Get More Info, leave your information, request more information about the Academy, services that we can provide you. We can provide help done for you services or done with you services. Inquire about our 6-week course that's going to be starting in the latter part of this month. We're going to take you on a step-by-step journey, all your tools, getting your Facebook events and things like that set up, 22 social, driving traffic to your Hangouts, having effective Hangouts, and getting results. That is the name of the game that we're after. This is Eric Smith, your founder of My Hangout Academy, signing off, thanking you for a wonderful time spent. I do want to make sure before I further questions that I did not answer doing this, yes. Sorry, I did get one question I almost overlooked. I've been trying to figure out how to use these applications on my accounting and tax. Thank you for mentioning how to use Complete W4 Hangout. You're welcome, Rolanda. I'm glad you were able to get on and listen, and that's very powerful. And we'll get together offline. I would love to do some Hangouts if there's any financial stuff. And those of you that do have network marketing businesses, I will say this one last thing. There is a powerful way to recruit people into your network marketing businesses by providing people a benefit that benefits them immediately. Unfortunately, in the network marketing industry, that you can drive more people, it's the benefit into your business. And this is what we were doing by sharing with them how they can benefit from certain financial rules that's provided by the IRS that everyone in any network marketing business can benefit from. And you shift the focus on what do you get out of this if I sign up versus they see if I don't sign up in this, I'm going to lose a lot of money. And when you can show people that, they can make decisions not based on what it's going to cost to join your opportunity, but what it's going to cost them if they don't join your opportunity. And that's where the value can bring a person like myself onto a Hangout and we can talk from a financial point of view. I still love finance. I love Hangouts and what we're teaching and so forth, but we can help you build your business in a unique and special way. So again, this is Eric Smith saying good night to everyone. If you have any further questions, drop them in that feed, and I'll be monitoring, and we'll make sure you get your answers. Have a great night.
Thanks so much, Eric.